D block elements questions from the exercise class 12 chemistry subject. Question number 1. Write down the electronic configuration of Cr3 positive, Cu positive, CO2 positive, Mn2 positive. Second, Pm3 positive, Ce4 positive, Lu2 positive, Th4 positive. So here see the point number 1, Cr3 positive is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 3d3, 3d3. Okay, or we can say argon electronic core and 3d3. Then second, that is promethium. Promethium 3 positive is having the xenon electronic core and 3d3 electronic configuration. Then copper, third point is copper positive is argon electronic core 3d10. Then the cerium 4 positive is having the xenon electronic core. Then the cobalt 2 positive is having argon electronic core 3d7. Then lutetium 2 positive is having xenon electronic core and 4f14 and 5d1. 4f14 5d1. Then manganese 2 positive is having the uh, manganese 2 positive is having argon core and 3d5 state, 3d5 state. Okay, then see the question number 2. Why Mn2 positive compounds are more stable than Fe2 positive towards oxidation state to their plus 3 state. So here the answer given in this case, the electronic configuration of manganese 2 positive is Ar3d5. Ar3d5, if you see, then this is the electronic configuration. See, Ar3d5, and electronic configuration of Fe2 positive is Ar3d6. So it is known that the half filled and the fully filled orbitals are more stable. Therefore, Mn2 positive state has a stable configuration, stable d5 electronic configuration. This is the reason Mn2 plus shows the resistance to oxidation to Mn3 positive. Also, Fe2 positive has 3d6 electronic configuration, and by losing one electron, its configuration changes to more stable 3d5 configuration. Therefore, Fe2 positive is easily get oxidized to Fe3 positive state. Then question number 3, explain briefly how plus 2 state becomes more and more stable in the first half of the first row transition element with increasing atomic number. Answer, oxidation state displayed by the first half of the first row transition elements are given in the table. Scandium plus 3 state titanium plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 state vanadium plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 state chromium plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 state manganese plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 and plus 6 and plus 7 state. So it can be easily observed except scandium, all the metals display plus 2 state oxidation state. Also on moving from scandium to manganese, the atomic number increases from 21 to 25. This means the number of electrons in the 3d orbitals also increases from 1 to 5. So scandium plus 2 is having 3d1, titanium is having 3d2, vanadium 2 positive is having 3d3, chromium 2 positive is having 3d4, manganese 2 positive is having 3d5. Electronic configuration: d orbital electrons. So here plus 2 oxidation state is attained by loss of the uh, two 4s electrons by these metals. Since the number of the d electrons in the plus 2 state also increases from titanium 2 positive to Mn 2 positive, the stability of plus 2 state increases. So Mn2 positive has 3d5 electrons, that is half filled, and therefore it is highly stable. Okay. Then question number 4. To what extent do the electronic configuration decide the stability of oxidation state in the first series of the transition element? Illustrate your answer with the example. Answer: the elements in the first half of the transition series exhibit many oxidation state, in the manganese exhibiting maximum number of the oxidation state plus 2 to plus 7. The stability of the plus 2 oxidation state increases with the increase in the atomic number. This happens as more electrons are getting filled in the d orbital. However, scandium does not show plus 2 oxidation state. Its electronic configuration is 3d1 4s2. It loses all the 3 electrons from the scandium to form Sc3 positive. Plus 3 oxidation state of the scandium is very stable as by losing all 3 electrons. It attains the stable noble gas configuration of argon. So titanium 4 positive and vanadium 5 positive are very stable for the same reason. For manganese 2 positive, oxidation state is very stable as after losing 2 electrons, its d orbital is exactly half filled, that is Ar 3d5. Question number 5. What may be the stable oxidation state of transition element with the following d electron configuration in the ground state of their atoms, that is 3d3, 3d5, 3d6, 3d 3d1. So the electronic here answer is given: the electronic configuration in the ground state and stable oxidation state. Here vanadium is having 3d3 state. Vanadium is having 3d3 state, and the stable oxidation state of for the vanadium is plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. Then 3d5 for chromium is showing the oxidation state plus 3, plus 4, and plus 6. Then 3d5 manganese, it's showing plus 2, plus 4, and plus 6, and plus 7. 3d8 for cobalt is showing plus 3 and plus 2 configuration. 3d4, so there is no 3d4 electronic configuration in the ground state. Okay, so that is the answer. Name the oxometal anion of the first series of the transition metals in which the metal exhibit the oxidation state equal to its group number. Vanadate VO3 minus ion. Oxidation state of vanadium is plus 5. Chromate CrO4 2 minus. Oxidation state of chromium is plus 6. Permanganate MnO4 minus. Oxidation state of manganese is +7. Then question number 7. What is lanthanoid contraction? What are the consequences of lanthanoid contraction? As we move as we move along the lanthanoid series, the atomic number increases gradually by 1. This means that the number of the electrons and protons present in an atom also increases by 1. As the electrons are being added to same shell, the effective nuclear charge increases. This happens because the increase in the nuclear attraction due to addition of the proton is more pronounced than the increase in the inter-electronic repulsion due to the addition of electron. Also, with the increase in the atomic number of electrons in the 4f orbital is also increases. This 4f electron have poor shielding effect. Therefore, or we can say de-shielding effect. Therefore, the effective nuclear charge experienced by the outer electron increases. Consequently, the attraction of the nucleus for the outermost electron increases. This results in the steady decrease in the size of the lanthanoids with the increase in the atomic number. This is termed as the lanthanoid contraction. And then consequences of lanthanoid contraction. Point number 1, there is similarity in the properties of the second and the third transition series. And second, separation of lanthanoids is possible due to lanthanoid contraction. And the point number third, it is due to lanthanoid contraction that there is variation in the basic strength of the lanthanoid hydroxides. Question number 8. What are the characteristics of the transition metal and why are they called transition elements? Which of the D block element may not be regarded as a transition elements? So answer, transition elements are those elements in which the atoms or ions contains partially filled d orbitals. These elements lie in the d block element and shows a transition of properties between s block and a p block. Therefore, these are called transition elements. Elements such as zinc, cadmium, mercury cannot be classified as transition elements because these have completely filled d subshell. Then question number 9. In what way is the electronic configuration of the transition elements different from that of the non-transition elements? Answer. Transition elements have partially filled d orbital. Therefore, the electronic configuration of the transition element is uh, n-1 d 1 to 10 ns 0 to 2. The non-transition elements either do not have d orbital or have fully filled d orbital. Therefore, the electronic configuration of the non-transition element is ns1 to 2 or ns2 np 1 to 6. Then question number 10. What are the different oxidation states exhibited by the lanthanoid? In the lanthanoid series, plus 3 oxidation state is more common. Ln3 compound are predominant. However, plus 2 and plus 4 oxidation state can also be found in the solution or in the solid compounds. Question number 11. Explain giving reason. Point number 1. Transition metals and many of their compound show paramagnetic behavior. Then the answer is transition metals show paramagnetic behavior. Paramagnetism arises due to presence of unpaired electrons, with each electron having a magnetic moment associated with its spin angular momentum and orbital angular momentum. However, in the first transition series, the orbital angular momentum is quenched. Therefore, the resulting in the paramagnetism is only because of the unpaired electrons. Then question number two. What is the question number two? The enthalpies of the atomization of the transition metals are very high. So answer is the transition metals have high effective nuclear charge and larger number of the valence electrons. Therefore, they form very strong metallic bonds. As the result, enthalpies of atomization of the transition metals are high. Question number 3. The transition metals generally form colored compounds. So the colored compound answer, most of the complex transition metals are colored. This is because of the absorption of the radiation from the visible light region to promote an electron from one of the d orbital to another. In the presence of ligand, the d orbital split up into two sets of orbital having different energies. Therefore, the transition electrons can take place from one set to another. The energy required for this transition is quite small and fall in the visible region of the radiation. The ions of the transition metal absorb the radiation of particular wavelength and the rest is reflected, imparting the color to the solution. Then the next question is, transition metals and their many compounds act as good catalyst. Why? Why they are acting as a good catalyst? The catalytic activity of the transition metals can be explained by the two basic facts. Point number A, owing to their ability to show variable oxidation state and form complexes. The transition metals forms the unstable intermediate compound. Thus, they provide a new path with the lower activation energy for the reaction. And the B point, transition metal also exhibit suitable surface for the reaction to occur. Then question number 12. What are interstitial compound? Why are such compounds well known for transition metals? Answer. Transition metals are larger in size and contains lots of interstitial site. The transition metals can trap atoms of other elements like hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen in the interstitial site of their crystal lattice. The resulting compounds are called interstitial compounds. Question number 13. How is the variability in the oxidation state of transition metals different from the non-transition metals? Illustrate with example. The answer, the transition metal, the oxidation state can vary from +1 to the highest oxidation state by removing all its valence electrons. Also, for the transitionary elements, the oxidation state differ by 1, Fe2 positive to Fe3 positive, Cu positive to Cu2 positive, etc. In non-transition elements, the oxidation state is differs by 2. Example, +2, +4, +3 and +5. So +2 to +4, +3 to +5, etc. Then question number 14. Describe the preparation of potassium dichromate from iron chromate ore. What is the effect of increasing pH on a solution of potassium dichromate? Answer. The potassium dichromate is prepared from chromite ore, chromite FeCr2O4 in the following step. Step number 1. 4 FeCr2O4 plus 16 NaOH plus 7O2 is giving 8 Na2CrO4 plus 2 Fe2O3 plus 8 H2O. Then step number 2, 2 Na2CrO4 plus constant H2SO4 is giving Na2Cr2O7 plus Na2SO4 plus H2O. Na2Cr2O7 plus 2HCl 2KCl is giving K2Cr2O7 plus 2 NaCl. Here potassium dichromate being less soluble than the sodium chloride, it is obtained from the from form of the orange colored crystals and can be removed by filtration. The dichromate ion Cr2O7 2 minus exist in the equilibrium with chromate CrO4 2 minus ion at the pH 4. However, by changing the pH, they can be interconverted. So, in the acidic pH, the yellow colored Cr2O7 2 minus is converted into orange colored Cr2O7 2 minus, that is dichromate. And in the basic pH, the opposite reaction is possible. Question number 15. Describe the oxidizing action of potassium dichromate. Write the ionic equation for its reaction with iodide iron solution and H2S. So here K2Cr2O7 plus 4H2SO4 is giving K2SO4 plus Cr2SO4 thrice plus 4H2O plus 3 oxygen. Here Cr2O7 2 minus ion plus 14H positive plus 6 electrons is giving 2Cr3 positive plus 7H2O. Here 2I is giving I2 plus 2 electron. So that is multiplied by 3 to form the 6 electrons. So if I multiply by 3, then the equation will become Cr2O7 2 minus plus 6 I minus plus 14H positive is giving 2Cr3 positive plus 3I2 plus 7H2O. K2Cr2O7 oxidizes iron 2 solution to iron 3 solution and ferrous to ferric ions. Here the ions can be written as the Cr2O7 2 minus ion plus 14H positive plus 6 electron is giving 2Cr3 positive plus 7H2O. Fe2 positive is converted to Fe3 positive plus electron. Here you have to make the 6 electrons, so therefore I will multiply the lower equation by 6, then it will become 6 Fe2 positive is giving 6 Fe3 positive plus 6 electrons. Now 6 electrons are cancelled from both the sides and it will become the final total equation. The final total equation. Here I will add here both the equation, and this Cr2O7 2 minus ion plus 14H positive and plus 6 Fe2 positive is converted into 2 Cr3 positive plus 6 Fe3 positive plus 7H2O. Then Cr2O7, then when it oxidizes H2S to sulfur, then here Cr2O7 2 minus plus 14H positive plus 6 electron is giving 2 Cr3 positive plus 7H2O. Then as H2S will be converted into sulfur and 2H positive plus 2 electron, then that is multiplied by 3, then it will become 3H2S plus 3 is giving 3S plus 6H positive plus 6 electrons. 6 electrons are cancelled from both the sides and it will become Cr2O7 2 minus plus 3H2S plus 3 8H positive, and that is giving 2 Cr3 positive plus 3S plus 7H2O. Question number 16. Describe the preparation of potassium permanganate. How does the acidified potassium permanganate solution react with iron ions and SO2 and oxalic acid? Write down the ionic equations for the reaction. Now the preparation of potassium permanganate can be prepared from pyrolusite ore. Pyrolusite means manganese dioxide. The ore is fused with KOH in presence of the atmospheric oxygen or oxidizing agent such like KNO3 or KClO3 to give K2MnO4. K2MnO4 is uh, magnet ion, potassium magnate, that is MnO2 plus 4 KOH plus oxygen O2. Along with it, it is giving 2 K2MnO4 plus 2 H2O. Now this K2MnO4 is going to produce MnO4 2 minus ion, and this MnO4 2 minus ion is converted into MnO4 minus ion, and the green color MnO4 2 minus magnet ion is converted into permanganate ion, purple color, by loss of the electron. Here oxidation of the chlorine, oxidation by the chlorine. So here the uh, oxidation by the ozone can also going to oxidize. Now here acidic reaction, that is the oxidation reaction in the presence of the acidic medium for the MnO4 2 minus ion. So MnO4 KMnO4 minus ion. Okay, MnO4 plus 8H positive plus 5 electrons is giving Mn2 positive plus 4 electron 4H2O, and below this Fe2 positive is converted to Fe3 positive plus 1 electron. Here 5 electrons are there, so therefore it is multiplied by 5, so it will give 5 Fe2 positive is converted into 5 Fe3 positive, and it is 5 electrons. 5 electrons from the right hand side and 5 electrons from the left hand side are cancelled together, and it is going to form Mn2 positive MnO4 minus plus 5 Fe3 Fe2 positive plus 8H positive is giving Mn2 positive plus 5 Fe3 positive plus 4H2O. Acidified potassium permanganate oxidizes SO2 to sulfuric acid. MnO4 minus plus 6H positive plus 5 electrons is giving Mn2 positive plus 3H2O, and here H2O 2H2O plus 2SO2 plus O2 is giving 2H positive plus 2SO4 2 minus plus 5 electrons. This equation is multiplied by 5 and above equation is multiplied by 2, then it is giving rise to form the 2MnO4 minus plus 10SO2 plus 5O2 plus 4H2O is giving 2Mn2 positive plus 10SO4 2 minus plus 8H positive. Then acidified potassium permanganate oxidizes the oxalic acid. Oxalic acid formula, actually oxalic acid can be written as COO minus, and here COO minus. So here the total formula will become C2O4 C2O4 2 minus ion. So C2O4 2 minus ion, you can see here C2O4 2 minus ion. Now the C2O4 2 minus ion is oxidized to CO2 molecules, 2 molecules of CO2 carbon dioxide, and the 2 electrons are lost. Here 2 electrons are multiplied by the 5, and here this equation is multiplied by 2 to have the 10 electrons in the both the sides, and these 10 electrons are cancelled. Then we will get the addition of the two components, and in the addition of the two components, then I will get MnO4 minus plus 5 C2O4 2 minus plus 16H positive is giving 2Mn2 positive plus 10 CO2 plus 8H2O. Then question number 17. For metal 2 positive oblique metal and metal 3 positive oblique metal 2 positive system, the E negative E0 values for some metals are as follows. Cr2 positive oblique Cr is minus 0.9. Cr3 positive oblique Cr2 positive is minus 0.4. Mn2 positive oblique Mn is minus 1.2. Mn3 positive oblique Mn2 positive is positive 1.5. Fe2 positive oblique Fe is equal to minus 0.4. Fe3 positive oblique Fe 2 positive is positive 0.8. This data to the this data to comment upon the stability of the Fe3 positive in the acidic solution as compared to that of the Cr3 positive or Mn2 positive. The E0 value for Fe3 positive oblique Fe2 positive is higher than that of the Cr3 positive oblique Cr2 positive and lower than that of the Mn3 positive oblique Mn2 positive. So, reduction of Fe3 positive to Fe2 positive is easier than the reduction of Mn3 positive oblique Mn2 positive, but not as easy of the Cr3 positive oblique Cr2 positive. Hence, Fe3 positive is more stable than the Mn3 positive, but less stable than Cr3 positive. These metal ions can be arranged in the increasing stability of Mn3 positive, then Fe3 positive, then Cr3 positive. The reduction potential for the given pairs increases in the following order. Mn2 positive oblique Mn is less than Cr2 positive oblique Cr is less than Fe2 positive oblique Fe. So the oxidation state of Fe to Fe2 positive is not as easy as oxidation of Cr Cr2 positive, and the oxidation of Mn to Mn2 positive. Thus, these metals can be arranged in the increasing order of their ability to get oxidized. That is, Fe is less than Cr and Cr is less than manganese. Predict which of the following will be colored in the aqueous solution: titanium plus 3 and vanadium plus 3, Cu plus and scandium 3 positive, Mn2 positive, Fe3 positive, and cobalt 2 positive. Give reason for each. Titanium atomic number 22 is forming Ti3 positive, is having the electronic configuration 3D AR3D1. Vanadium 23 and having 3 positive state AR3D2. Copper 29 Cu positive is having 3 AR3D10. Scandium 21 scandium 3 positive is having AR. The manganese 25 manganese 2 positive is having AR3D5. Fe26 that is Fe20 positive is having AR3D5. Cobalt 27 that is cobalt CO2 positive that is AR3D7.